Hi everyone, this is Danny for Cupcakes Gourmet. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm gonna show you how to make Owlette from the Pjmasks. Before we start the video, as always, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and press the bell button so you can get notifications on the new materials so you don't miss anything. And I'm gonna start with the picture. I always say that I look at a picture and don't show you why. It's because you can measure and have ideas and be sure that your body parts are in the same size. I will leave this picture that I used on my Facebook just in case if you guys want to use the exactly one, but if you Google it, Owlette, you're gonna find it. So you're gonna start the roll long enough to cover the body. As you can see, I measure on the top of the drawing and then I cut it in the middle to start separating the leg. The two legs. She has one toe pointing to the floor and the other one that's going to be the base, and that's what I'm going to start. Just separated the foot and the leg, make a little thinner, and then we're going to make one other foot that is kind of stepping on the floor. Those pictures are not just for you to know how the character you're making look like, but they help you to know really the sizes, especially if you're working with the clay, that light air clay. You cannot weight, use like a scale to weigh anything and to know. So as you can see, I really use the picture a lot, and then normally it's out of the video so you guys don't see it. I decided to put it here for you guys to see, and I prefer print it because I can put it on top of it. I can do things like that, and also because it's not your fondant keeps closing and you need to open again. So I made a really skinny roll and I'm marking the wrists, and we gonna start cutting the fingers for her hand. One of the arms I will put it in a toothpick, but this one I'm not, because she has one down and one up. So every time then everything is up, you probably use a little bit more support is better. So I am going to use the toothpick and the other one, but for now I'm just separating the fingers, cutting them, shaping them, and put it in the position that I want, that is in the picture. That's the one I'm using to base myself. So that's what we're gonna do, and it's very skinny. So if I didn't have the picture, then I could compare sizes and things like that. I would think, just looking at it, that this arm is too little or it's too skinny or things like that. But see, I went there on the top of the picture, so I know exactly how long it needs to be and how thick it needs to be and all that. And that's gonna help you a lot if you're starting, because it's still helping me, and I'm playing clay for a long time. So as you can see, the other arm, we're gonna start with the half of the toothpick, and we're going to separate the wrist and start cutting the little fingers. And I use this very tiny little scissor. It's a very cute one, actually. It's like a Hello Kitty one, but as small as you can. I think you can find anywhere that scissor that looks like a little bird, then you can use as well. As you can see, I'm just separating them, and then we're gonna cut to separate the other fingers. I hope everybody is home and who is able to be home. We are here in Florida. It's not mandatory to be home because of the coronavirus yet. But I'm happy. I'm lucky enough that I can not just work at home for my channel, but I'm working at home my normal job as well. So we can keep the family safer, even though I had a fever today and I have a fever yesterday. I don't think there's nothing to do with the virus. It's probably my psychology going crazy. So we finished the arm, and I'm just therapeutic talking to you guys in this isolation crazy that we're living. I made a bow for her head, and I'm marking that little, she has a mask on, so I'm not gonna put the mask on top. I need to smooth it out, everything. I am going to use the same clay, if that makes sense. See, I made an indentation and a V shape, separating where the mask is gonna be and where her face is, and then I'm gonna cut two sides, and we're gonna start modeling the mask. If you feel that it's harder this way, you can just cut it the mask and put on top of it. But I prefer to do like this because I don't need to smooth and make it, you know, perfect. This way I can just cut it the excess up and then cut the little V on the sides and make the perfect mask. Then it's already in place. I'm not losing shape for the head. I'm not, you know, doing any other crazy things. For me, it's the easiest way to make her face. But I know that some people just make the mask and put it on the top and then smooth and things like that. But I'm just want to share and show you guys the way I like it the best, I think. So as I can see, I just cutting V's to separate those 3 little marks that she has in each side. And then her mask is gonna be done. I made actually a paper with stickers with my cricket, with her eyes, and then the cat and the gecko one eyes to use for this, because I needed to make a bunch of them. And I will leave this template for you guys to print also on my Facebook, because I don't like to show you guys something here and then don't give to you. So will be on my Facebook page on templates folder for you to guys to print. If you have a Cricut, you can just suck it up on the Cricut, you know, and it's gonna cut it already each eye for you. But if you don't have it, you can cut it the ones you need by hand. There's a different sizes, but it's there the exactly size that I use for this picture. Okay, so you guys can see. And now I'm just pushing it down an indentation where I need her face to be, because we just see the cheeks and the nose and the mouth and the skin color, and that's what I'm doing. I'm just gonna make an indentation with my bow tool, and then we're gonna fill that with the skin color clay. I got some questions asking if the same steps can use for a edible you know, thing. And yes, guys, you can use those steps for anything. Just adapt your materials. As you can see, I just put it up a little bit for the nose, and now I'm using the stickers that I was talking about. If you guys want to see that, I may be like a resin on top of it, so it's kind of like a 3D sticker for the eyes, and it's already shiny. I don't need to paint it, and has all the details. But of course you're gonna print it and it's not gonna have that. So if you guys want a video for how I do that, just let me know and I will totally show you guys how to do it. It's super simple. So now I'm using the same picture that I'm basing myself for it, and I'm just gonna go over and line the outside of that wing that she has. I also see a lot of people that make one of those in red and one that the pink can put on top of it. I am making a little bit different, but I like the way it looks after, because I think it's easier for me to put the pieces, the pink there, separate than need to line the reds and the metal, if that makes sense. It's gonna make sense when you guys see what I'm talking about. So I'm showing you guys the way I think is easier. So now I can see where is everything marked, you know, and then I'm just gonna go over to make those lines a little bit easier to see, and then we're gonna cut all the excess clay off and start making her wing. The fun part is then you have the drawing, so you can use even for that, and you know that it's gonna be perfect the size you need. So I think it's worth it, you know, to have it, and you can keep that forever and use it again and again and again. So now I'm just gonna mark everything. I needed that part to be a little longer to match the drawing, you know, when I outline everything. So that's what I'm doing. I'm using a little bit of the clay and just squishing out a little bit. And now we're gonna cut everything and start separating the excess of the clay and getting the wing done. I really like to use this razor. It's a bendable one. I like to use one is a straight lines like that. I feel that it's easier to do this way than to use the scissor, because if I need to cut with the scissors, I will be holding the whole wing on my hand, and that for sure I will lose shape in one of the sides, because you know you're handling it. So this way you can cut it and be safe on a table. It's just my preference. So I wanted to share it with you guys too. I hope everybody's safe at home and feeling great. I hope we get out of this craziness pretty soon, and this is just, a sad memory. Then we lived a little part of the story, because the kids are going to learn this in school, this whole coronavirus thing, right? I think so. So just let's do our part and keep everybody safe and wash your hands and all that, and we can play inside the house and create a lot of things. I said that I don't mind to be inside the house. I'm gonna make things to keep me and the kids busy. I actually gonna put here the picture for you guys. I made this miniature pet house for the Barbie pets for my girls. They wanted to do something in the weekend, and I like to keep them creative and keep the imagination rolling. Is great for them. So we made this house all with foam and papers and things that we had at home. So I now next weekend need to make a craft store for my other daughter. So if you guys want to see it too, I will show you. But it was fun, and it was fun to spend time with them and be creating things and see how they see it and what they want it to look like. And yes, I got inspirations in some videos on the YouTube, because I never really made any miniature from scratch, but that was pretty fun to do that with the girls. So just wanted to share. If you guys have some paper and some phone and some things, and you want to, kill some time and make something for, girls to play or boys to play too, because I have two boys, two girls, and they all play together. Here it's not like a Barbie, it's a girl thing. They all play together. Okay, go back to stop chatting about. I cut it everything. So now we have the red shape of the wing, and now we're gonna start. I'm gonna set that apart a little bit in the side so it dries a little, not completely, of course. And now I made a roll with the skin color, and I am going to place in place. You see that I went to the face after making the indentation and went to the wing and then went back to the face, is because if you let it set for a second or two, it's easier for you to handle it. So that's what I did. And now I'm putting the excess of the red up just to fit her nose right there, because you don't see too much. So we just gonna making that indentation up. It's not an indentation, right? It's just like, I don't know. That space, it gives already the shape of the nose on the mask, and then you can just put it there. And her smile is pretty easy. It's just a half moon. And push those eyes in. And don't forget, I will leave the template for you guys at my Facebook page. And the link is down in the description bottom of the video. So now I'm just going to be sure that my V shapes to the size and the deep as I want, because I play around, I put more clay and things like that. So before you let it dry, be sure that everything is the way you want to look like. And now I'm going to start the pink part of the wings. Then I said, oh, no, I'm sorry. We're going to make the feet first. I'm leaving the wing to dry a little bit. So I made just a teardrop shape and a flatten, and I'm putting under her feet, and we're gonna do that in both of them, even though one is just pointy on the floor, but you can see the back, especially if it's a topper for cake or decoration, things like that. And now we're gonna go to the wing. I'm gonna make balls, teardrop shape, and flatten out, and you can cut it or make it smaller, because that doesn't really have a space. So I'm just gonna measure. And if you look at the picture, they have around a pink and then reds on the middle. So I see a lot of people just repeating what we did to the red of the wings is smaller and just put it there and then line it up, the red. You could do that too, of course, but I'm decided to try something new, so that's how I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna make the teardrop shapes and put it on top of it, and then we're gonna smooth it like with the rolling pin and make everything be together. It might be more work, but I like the way it looked in the end, and I didn't need to do the tracing of the red back again. And in the middle, then it was a little bit more complicated. I don't need to worry about because she's going to be on top of it. So you're not going to see it anyway. So that's what we're going to do. Little balls, teardrop shape, flatten out, and we're going to fit all that there. And this you can see on the picture and follow it. So it's pretty easy and you know, you guys can see. But that's what I wanted to show you. And we're going to just keep going until we get all that done. Here we go. Now we have all of them done, and we are going to make one last one for that top part right there. And then between those teardrop shapes, they have kind of like a diamond kind of shape, but I'm not worrying about the middle or the center because she's going to be there. So I let them overlap, and then I went with my rolling pin and went up. See, I'm not going to see that because she's going to be on top of it. And I'm going to let them aside. I open a very skinny snake in light pink, and then I flat it out a little bit just to make the side detail on her outfit. So we're going to put it in one side, and the other side probably should be a little bit more in the back because her leg's a little twisted, but I wanted to see it when you look to the front just to give a little color. So, you know, just saying. And now we're gonna make her logo. You can definitely print that too, or paint, probably easier, but I wanted, sometimes I get myself to try to do things just for the sake of the challenge and the learning. You know, if you don't try to do things, then you're not used to it, you don't learn things, new things. So that's why I decided to try to make the logo with the clay. Could be better, I think, but it looks cool. The kids approved, so that's a good thing. It's just like a triangle with a little top, and then the two owl eyes right there in the middle. And then I made separate the two other pieces of the logo. So I just made it like a smaller shape, and then I put it on top just to see if it fits. If it fits perfectly, you just put it there. And then with the little snake, we're gonna just cut it in half. I made the long snake and cut it half because I know that they are the same thickness, especially when you're making two things that are mirror to each other, like her logo. So I flat them out just a tiny bit, both together, so I know that I'm pushing the pressure in both of them together to try to make them both as similar as possible. And now I'm just gonna make 3 little lines and cut because it's like wings. So just to separate the clay just a tiny bit because it's such a tiny little detail. But the details give the little, you know, extra. So, and we're gonna put it there and do the same thing to the other side. I'm not sure if you guys want to see. I haven't done yet Cowboy and Gecko, but if you guys want to see it, just leave me a comment down below and I can do it. I'm crazy to do it because I want to do use the eyes to see how it works. And they have the Cowboy and the Gecko eyes on that template. Then I'm leaving for Owlette. So if you guys want to do, you know, make all of them, you're gonna have that same template for all of them at the same size. So now I put the other side, I cut the excess off just to finish, and her logo is done. It's not perfect, but I kind of like it. Then I use the same color of the clay, you know, and it's not just a sticker on top of it. Now that we are being isolated inside the house, we have time to try to do things. So I let it, my wing dry a little bit, not completely for sure. So that's why I'm putting a little glue. You normally don't see me using glue because this clay stick to each other really easy. But since I let it dry for a little while, I am using a little bit of white glue. And then she is right there. I am not going to put her together, but I wanted to share the video for you guys because I like her to dry overnight before I place the head, you know, to don't mess it up. I put the arms, the one that the toothpick is up, the other one is down, and here you can see then how I based myself to the drawing, how they're similar looking and in sizing. I hope you guys like this video. Please be safe out there, and I talk to you guys on my next video. Bye.